just on your point, you know what you said, I thought just because why it's in my head now, you were saying obviously that, you know, you can portray to be something different on social media than actual real life. And this is where I want people to just, I know that more people, there's genuine people like yourself, which is beautiful to see, but there still are a lot of sharks out there. Yeah. And I want people to just be very well educated on what you see on social media is not real life. You know, people can portray this lifestyle. People can incredibly inflate these trading accounts. They can do all sorts today. This market, I get embarrassed when I have to tell people, when people say, what's your main source of income? What do you do? I'm a trader. I never tell people I'm a Forex trader anymore. I'm embarrassed because of what these people have done to the industry. Yeah. It's upsetting. It really lets me down. So just focus on your own journey. Have people to look up to, respect for people like yourself, have people to look up to, the right people, but don't be so over-consumed and think, yeah, that's real. What this guy's got this Ferrari from trading. No, this guy's got this Ferrari from, I'm not going to spark any controversy, but there's other means that these guys are making money as well. Trust me, they're not consistent traders. People under the cover have their own brokerages, all sorts of things. So,
It's like you said, it's exactly like you said in terms of like the lifestyle. That's normally what I sort of look at, is that if their lifestyle is so, you know, wild and, you know, there isn't much balance, there isn't much, sort of focus that's allowed and much routine. That's normally, not that you have to have these things, but I truly believe if you're going to be a consistent trader, you need to have some form of balance. You know? You have to be able to be in some form of a clear headspace. So if these people are partying, you know, do bottle shows every weekend and you know, doing the drugs or whatever it may be, it may look cool because of the, you know, Wolf of Wall Street lifestyle, etc. The reality in terms of trading side, it normally paints a picture to me of like they can't have clarity of mind. I've seen it firsthand with where I used to be. You know, I've seen that, you know, there was no consistency there when that period of, you know, when there was the party period. You know, I would assume that there might be consistency there if there's no party period, but I wasn't there for that.
Yeah,
fortunately.
that's it.
And no, it's a good point to make. And I think, you know, you're one of many now who have said the same thing, where they don't want to say they're a Forex trader to other people, you know, because it's just like you said, you're embarrassed, you don't get a good feeling or a sense of pride that you might have done when you first started.
100, bro, 100. And I've always been careful. If you look at my content as well, I've always been careful with what I show. I did go, don't get me wrong, because I know people will just go and search and call me out on it. I did go through a period where I was showing certain things, you know, gains and stuff, but a lot of lifestyle, yes, I've been a public figure, but a private figure. I'm quite cautious or careful of what I push out, because I don't want to sway people from their own journey. I don't want to show them what the lot size that I'm trading. I don't want to show them, you know, the cars that I've had the cars and everything like that. I don't need to show people like that. I want to just give people the right education, so that they're learning absorbing the right things, you know, and then not going to potentially go and destroy their young enthusiasm for these markets because they've gone and blown their account trying to get where I am at now and bypass the process. Exactly. So I've always been cautious of that.
I think so. Like from my observation, like I said, I've you know, followed you and seen your journey for probably 4 or 5 years, maybe. So when you probably first started putting content out around that time, and I've never actually, you know, taken note of any car, anything. I've not seen any of those things, or like it's not been at the forefront anyway. So therefore, yeah, no, I completely agree, and I've seen that. You know? And massive respect to you, because obviously the easy route, the way I see it, the easy route into this industry, if you want to, like the option's always there. You know, that's the funny thing. Like the reason why so many people do it, and there's so many of these sharks, so many of these sort of gurus and influencers, because that is the easy route. You know, I can imagine that you've probably had over the years hundreds, if not thousands, of requests and collaborations and, you know, affiliates, you know, and you look at some of them and you probably think like, I've never even heard of you. Like, I've never even seen this broker. I've never even seen this prop firm. And when I even actually go look at your page, it's like, this looks like a scam. Yeah. Why are you sending me an email? Like, you know what I mean? I sometimes find it disrespectful. Like, why would you send me an email? You know what I mean? But I can see exactly why someone who doesn't even trade or isn't consistent might turn around and be like, well, I'm losing money from the markets, and this guy's just offering me $1,000 if I refer one person to a broker. You know, and exactly. Imagine if I get 10 people a month, and then that's just probably how it starts, and that's where the snowball effect takes place. And, you know, so I respect everyone who kind of, you know, is in this, well, not kind of, but is in this space and has chosen to go down a much more genuine route of just, you know, as you say, value.
Definitely.
You know,
at the end of the day, trading, look, obviously have big big ambitions, right? But see it as, get a starting point. See trading as trading if you can get to a stage where it is your escape. If you're unhappy with the situation that you're in terms of your job, it's very labor intensive. Like, you know, I had someone that I recently helped in my community who was, you know, a laborer. He's in his mid 40s. His back's aching, his knees, his elbows, everything. And, you know, being able to show him the way and get him to a place where his full-time income is from the trading front is beautiful. You know, it doesn't have to be the fact that it's buying you all these cars and this lifestyle. Firstly, it's giving you that escape, you know, that escape to have time freedom, to have, you know, an income that's fully, you know, in your control, in essence, that works around your lifestyle, your family. You know, that's the starting point for me. It isn't, which a lot of the young guys is, I need that McLaren, I need that Ferrari. No, firstly, it's about creating that time freedom and something that's in your control and something to keep for your own mental well-being, you know, so
100%,
you know,
100%. And, you know, have you found that your audience and sort of community is sort of ranged because of that lack of focus on, say, lifestyle, more focus on not just knowledge in terms of technicals, but also more importantly, the fundamental side? I would imagine my assumption would be that you have a more of a range, as you mentioned, that community member there, like, you know, 40s, you know, because as you can imagine, a lot of these lifestyle marketing and technical side, a lot of it's, you know, young, you know, just teenagers and sort of in their 20s. So have you found a range in your community? Yeah,
I've definitely got a range. It isn't, don't get me wrong, we've had a large bulk that's the 18 to 35.
Of course, I think that's just natural, yeah.
But definitely the older sort of guys as well, because, you know, you've seen with my content, it is, I've come from actual experience, institutional experience. I've got the knowledge there. So yeah, definitely I have appealed to the older side of things as well. But yeah, man.
It's great though, it's great. And then what I was going to lead to is actually, obviously you had that conflict of interest and you went through that period. And then, as you said, you know, your dad didn't support your vision of things. What was his vision for you? Was his to, you know, go to another institution? Was that the thought process? Or
my dad didn't necessarily have a vision specifically of what he wanted me to do. He just wanted me to be in a you know, well-respected company and just have a well-paid job. That was it, you know.
Just cover yourself.
But yeah, you know, it's funny. So obviously, after I left that institution, and then I went and started trading for myself for a while before I got backed. I got backed by a private investor.
Incredible.
But beforehand, I told my dad, I was like, look, I'm going to go and start trading. He's like, just shake his head, no, you know, you're going to fail. You know, you can't do that. Go and get another job, because I could have easily got another job. He's like, why don't you go and work at this company? And it's funny, still to this day, I still said, Dad, look, see, I'm still proving you wrong, right? I'm still standing, aren't I?